Like a brisk.
Avengers!
What the hell was that quote? This guy's a fucking lawyer, he's a fucking Indian. What was that from? Listen, just you only gotta know one thing about lawyers. They're like sperm. There's a 1 in a million chance one of them will become human.
Please note, the new number is...
Take it away, Dylan.
You call this number. I want to call that number. I'm going to tell Tammy to call that number and see what happens.
It's a Bangladesh call center.
Oh, do we have a virtual assistant? We're big time, baby. Top 200 comedy podcasts. We're big time. So, we got a lot of topics tonight. Kerry, you're caught up on the fights?
Yeah, I mean, as much as like I could find. It's all like highlights, but they're not even like highlights. Anyway, I found enough to watch.
I can't reveal to you online right here my source.
Yeah.
But in private, I will tell you my source for the best live stream.
Because
the live stream ain't great, but the next day great.
What?
You hear that, Dana? You hear that?
I'll give you a website that the next day, perfect.
Okay.
But I can't say it here. If I say it here, Uncle Dana is going to take it down like the asshole he is.
Yeah.
You know what? If you don't want piracy, how about lower the fucking price of the pay-per-view to a reasonable amount, like $50?
Like everything, like and why
Seriously.
Pay for a million fucking apps?
Nothing against the main event.
And don't nickel and dime me for every freaking thing. $10 for Fight Pass, $10 a month for ESPN, $10 a month for Fight Pass. The full $75, $80 for the pay-per-view. Come on, guys. It's the most expensive sport to watch.
Yep. I said that like a couple months ago. I'm like, it's officially the most expensive sport.
Imagine if you like boxing.
But boxing, at least, there's plenty of free boxing that's good. Showtime, HBO. Yeah, you might have to buy a pay-per-view, but there's not a pay-per-view every month. That's great. It's a good pay-per-view every month for the UFC. Like, this card was good. The card before it was pretty good. The next card's good. You know, the next pay-per-view.
Fucking Harry's there again. I always miss him.
He's in the fucking waiting room. Harry!
I always miss you.
Hello, friends.
How you feeling, Harry?
How was the brisk?
I'm feeling wonderful, manimal. I had to go to the goddamn doctor. He had to fuck with my knee a whole bunch. I got a little grade 1 LCL sprain, but we're good.
Because listen, it was worse. I used the force on it for a minute, and that made it the lesser grade.
That's right.
If I would have took like an hour on it, you wouldn't have this problem. But I really didn't have that time or energy. Sorry.
That's fair. But he jingled it
Can
around.
we give us a backdrop for this? I watched more of this kick from, I'm just going to call him Johnny. More of this kick from Johnny.
I didn't kick him. I was going real nice with
Ian.
So then Cobra Kai King. Teacher.
Ian, the Juice King of Cobra Kai.
Oh, he's names.
I would like to see Ian versus Liver King. He'd fuck Liver King up, though. Liver King can't fight. But
Ian, that would be fun. They've got the build.
Harry, was it excessive?
Like, I don't have that build. I was, supernatural most of my career. So
no, for the record, there was nothing excessive about it. Ian did not do anything wrong there. He had caught me with that same sweep twice in earlier rounds. So he caught the kick. I made a mistake and tried to spin out of it. And I planted all my weight on my right foot, which I should not have done. he fired a kick back at me, just happened to catch me right on the kneecap, right as I planted my weight on it. Sucks. It's a shitty timing.
Harry spars like he's Anderson Silva, the moves he tries to do. Harry, listen, you're an MMA Avenger. I will build your game for you.
You're an MMA Avenger. I love it.
Okay, you know what I mean? Like, there's just stuff you have. I have your character sheet in front of me right here. And I gave you a 8 constitution, which means that you can't take a lot of damage. So you got to fight different. Your dexterity ain't bad, but you're trying to fight with a character that has you're trying to fight like a higher dex character, but your dex is good. Dex is your speed. Your speed's good. We could get your strength up. That you just got to work out. Charisma actually is your best stat, surprisingly.
Surprisingly.
But when I look at your character sheet, yeah, your intelligence is high too. We'd have to give you an IQ test to see exactly what your intelligence number would be. Because in D&D,
his fight IQ is awful.
What?
His fight IQ is awful. Harry's borderline an offspring of Albert Einstein outside of the mats.
Look,
but hold on, stop. Your knee's gonna be fine though, right? It's nothing big.
No, everything's good. Nothing loose in there, nothing torn. He said, give it a week, ice, heat, try and stay off of it a little bit. I got this stupid brace on, but
like I said,
hopefully a week, 10 days, I'm good as new.
Yeah. Did you need to get recircumcised? It grew back. Did you?
Yeah.
You're so exactly. It was so much. It just grew back. You had to do it again.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Hey, you caught me below the belt once. We had a couple good rounds in there.
Well, you know why? To be fair, I try to go hit you hard in the body. Like I don't want to hit you hard in the head or kick you hard. Like I know in the body I could hit you a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I try to do mostly body shots with you. But it took me years to be able to kind of like spar, but you throw fucking hard. That's why Ian threw hard back at you, because he was like, dude, I'm trying to go light, but you have high velocity in your power. You throw velocity, huh? So he hit me with a left hook, and I was like, this motherfucker is throwing so hard. Like, stop.
I really don't mean to. I really don't mean to. I know the punch you're talking about. I clipped you clean there once for sure. But I think part of it is that I struggle in my brain to be like, okay, well, if I don't throw it with some power, then it's not going to be fast enough to get there, and then I'm just going to get caught. You know what I mean? I struggle to balance.
Asking me if Harry's performance on these sparring is theater, if everything is theater. And I was
what does that mean?
I was like,
me getting my ass beat is definitely not theater.
Oh no, you can't fake that. Like how much he sucks, you can't fake that. Like that's real. Like
Harry's gonna come in a coffin the next.
You can make a guy look good, like with the pads and shit. But if he's sparring, it looks like that. I mean, if he was trying, he would be doing like crazier stuff. He's actually trying to get away from the kick. It's just not working. Plus, Ian is good. It's not like Ian's not good.
Ian's got 100 fucking pounds on me.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
And I think he's so stressed. He's in sales, I believe. I think he like takes it out on people at the gym.
He Superman punched me once, and I fucking beat the shit out of him.
I'm like, I was like, brother. I felt like you were a big brother in there. You were like coming in to check on Harry, and you were filming, keeping it going.
I was fucking around, but it was good for Harry.
And then he goes, "Oh well, he's really hurt. Oh well, he's really hurt." And you're like, "Bro, like, don't worry about it. I got it. I felt that vibe."
Oh, you felt my vibe? Yeah, I was like,
but again,
Harry's like, my knee hurts. I was like, I know your knee hurts. Take a breath. I was like, you think there's something you could have done different? You're like, you asshole. I'm like a big brother. Yeah, I big brothered him. Yeah, I did. I got you.
Yes. No, I do want it on the record. There's no resentment there. I do not hold anything against Ian. It happens. It happens. I don't think he did anything wrong there. It's we're going hard. Like Manimal says, I do know for a fact that I throw leg kicks much harder than I intend to when sparring, because that's basically that and my jab are like pretty much the only decent strike that I have in my bag. So I do have a tendency to load up on those leg kicks. And yeah, I fucked up. Somebody on Instagram put it very well. I learned a lesson. You know what I mean? If somebody catches that kick again, I'm sure as shit not trying to spin to the outside out of it and planting hard on the leg that's grounded. So it's a learning moment. You live and you
Yeah, I
learn.
mean, a few things you
over
could do
here.
there. Like, really, if the guy catches your leg before you bring your leg back, hit him.
Right. That's what I should have done. But yeah, instead
know,
I just
Maybe
I
drop
tried
the
to.
leg. If not, now you can start fighting the arms.
Right.
But listen, I understand that not everyone can know the correct technique at any time. Like, you're still learning, and it's
Right.
It's
That
hard.
was my first time sparring in like probably 3 months.
Yeah, and you went out the gate fast. I was trying to go slow to like
Harry,
not.
totally empathize with that. I know what it feels to go out the gate really fast, because it's like being tiny. In my opinion, I'm smaller than a lot of people that I roll with, and my size, I have no choice but to go a little faster, because if not, these girls are gonna body the shit out of me. And the guys, there's like 2.25 people that are my size, and they're the fucking kids. So
Right.
I understand.
Right
how
though,
you
no,
feel.
for sure. Like I feel like
No,
I have to start
Sunshine
a
just
little
size.
faster.
Janice is close to your size.
What?
Sunshine and Janice are close to your size.
Close.
But
Close.
no,
Yeah,
I feel what you mean. I feel like I have to start
Yeah.
out a little faster, a little harder to like establish myself a little bit, gain a little respect, or yeah, I'll just get chewed the fuck up.
It's true. The best was when Janice was like, let's go 50-50. She's like, I want to just kind of like not go hard. And I'm like, okay. And all of a sudden she's like going so hard. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, all right, I guess I have no choice. But
Yeah.
you know what? I remember when I did that, and that was in like, I remember I used to go hard all the time. It took me to like a month ago.
And you swore to God you weren't going hard, but now you realize, right?
Oh, now I know.
Now you realize it's hard to understand till you feel it, and then you're like, oh, that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
It's hard to appreciate it. I know I'm a dick.
Yeah. I could just imagine that.
Oh my God, there's this one guy at Henzo's that I rolled like such an asshole with by accident. And I haven't rolled with him since then. It's like 4 months. I feel bad. I was like, oh man,
That's Harry and me. I haven't rolled with him since then.
With what, Harry?
Yeah, since that fucking day. I'm like, fuck you. No, I'm not.
Oh, you and Harry, not you, Harry.
Not you,
Correct.
Harry. Obviously.
Different Harry. Harry purple belt from the gym.
Yeah. We rolled once together, never again.
Yeah, because he went so hard. He was like, this fucking, get off me, bitch.
Because I got the move of the day. But I was doing some good shit. And he was like, fuck you. And I'm like, no, fuck you.
He's like, who the fuck are you? Get the fuck off me. He's like,
yeah. And like when I'm sitting there, the other day I couldn't even move. I'm just like getting like literally just bodied by all the big guys in there, because there's no one small on like those days and times that we're there. There's no one small.
That's why I said call one of the girls to come train.
So I goes, Kerry picks the biggest guy in the room. I'm like, I have no choice. They're all
happens.
I'll just go.
Yeah, Gordon.
What?
Big Gordon. He's like 250.
I know. He's like rolling with a polar bear.
I hate him. He's 100 pounds heavier than me.
What?
He's almost 100 pounds heavier than me.
I know, and rolling with you is hard. So it's like.
And I'm a thick bitch, yeah. And then Bobby Knuckles is 200 pounds.
And you know what? It's so crazy because I wouldn't even have thought that, but maybe it's because of his like height and where it's distributed. But he's nobody's.
Dan's almost 200 pounds too.
Oh, 119.9 today.
Oh, you're almost 120. My goal for Kerry was 125.
Took so long to gain that much weight.
So, hey, you're a slow gainer. I used to not appreciate it, but it's just as hard for the slow gainer to put on good quality weight. I'm not talking about just like get a little belly. Like to put 12, 15 pounds of muscle on.
Yeah.
Took like 2 years.
Yeah. 15 pounds of muscle.
To put it on, keep it there, feed it, let it feel comfortable living on you. Don't worry. You're not gonna suffer calorie wise.
No, not supposed to suffer. I eat whatever I want.
But you have to assure your body that your body has to know. It has to be like, no, I'm good. Like, we're not going to suffer.
I generally eat pretty well. I'm sure we all do, but You know, I try to stay away from the garbage, but that's about it. I still eat. I like food.
I made a great pot roast tonight.
Huh?
I made a great pot roast. I slow cooked
We
the
love
pot
a good
roast.
pot roast.
Oh yeah, but it's gone because between me, and the dog,
There you
between me
go.
and my
I will.
bitches, gone.
I will say I've watched the video of you and I sparring Manimal and of my rounds with Ian like probably 50 fucking times this week, and the sound that kick makes when it connects with my knee is just awful. Just a terrible, terrible sound.
I know it got me excited. It made me laugh.
Just
Sorry.
a clap. Yeah, well, no, you hear the clap, and then 2 seconds later, you're doing your monologue, and you just hear nice,
I was like,
nice, nice.
I was like, I
sitting
knew
there
this
just like,
was gonna happen. I was
Yeah.
like, I was like, that's why it was almost laughable to me. Like I almost knew. I was like watching it. I was like, come on. I was like, how's the knee? Go ice that shit. I was like, Ian, would you get him ice? Like, I thought you were gonna get him ice. I was like, you know what? You fucked them up. You take care of them.
Yeah, I'm like rolling around on the ground, and the two of them are sitting there arguing about who's gonna go get ice. I'm sitting there just like writhing in pain.
The truth is, can I tell you the truth? 10, 15 minutes isn't going to make a fucking difference.
No, for sure. I'm
Like,
fucking
I'm just
around.
I know sometimes I seem
Optics.
I know sometimes I seem like, oh, I don't give a fuck. But it's like, no, I give a fuck. I just know
Right.
that I
No.
can make haste slowly here. Like, if I get it, you actually need to just fucking live with it for a second.
Right.
I would love to hear you explain
You know
that
what I mean?
to Ian.
What?
I would love to hear you explain that or anything to Ian. Like anything that's like
No, Manimal, it's fucking serious. What are you doing? Well, it's not that serious to you because you didn't go get the ice when you seen I'm fucking around.
and you know you're facing a guy who's fucking 80 pounds lighter than you.
You know, I don't know. I think it's sometimes the way the impact lands that
I
makes
think it was more just angle and timing. Like it was
didn't
right as I
particularly
planted
throw
my
extra
weight.
hard.
No, I don't think he threw it particularly hard. That was what I said. I don't
Oh
think it
man,
was
I
anything
got so many
excessive.
comments about that kick. I put it up. So many comments, mostly unfavorable towards Harry, but
Hashtag theater.
no. I feel like he's so soft.
Hey, listen, man.
Yo, he's trying.
I was gonna say, you know what? Fuck off. At least Harry's trying.
That's right. I'm out there on the mats.
I don't know.
That's what I said.
That are doing that.
Other guys are on the cat. Is Ariel Helwani in the gym?
No, that
That'd be a great
There you
match
go.
for you.
Paper bag Harry.
Hey, also, I posted the
All
part where
day.
I got fucking chewed up.
All
I didn't
day.
post the slight pieces of success that I had. You know what I mean? And also, yeah, I ate a couple of good fucking body shots. I ate a couple of good shots before I fucked my shit up. So yeah,
That's
you know,
true,
it's all in good fun.
You knew you were making fun of yourself there too.
Of course, I'm self-aware. Yeah, 100%.
I bust your balls,
Performance
but
theater.
really, anyone who doesn't train should not bust your balls because it's like you're a regular dude training with.
Right, I'm not a fucking pro. Like, yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
regular
and you're
fucking
there
guy.
training with good guys. It's like, yo, where the fuck is anyone who criticizes? It's like,
Right. It's like I have no problem with any of you guys making jokes or like right friends who train,
Yeah,
but like yeah, if you're gonna tell me I look like shit, right? If you're gonna tell me I look like shit or this or that or I suck or whatever, it's like all right, dude. Like, hey, show me footage of you fucking sparring with somebody who works with. Show me footage of you working with pro fighters, and let's see how you fucking look.
how do you look?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
How do you look sparring with pro fighters? Let me see.
Real.
Yeah, I guarantee you it will be just as shitty or shittier than I do.
Could be worse. Were you there
Yeah.
that day that fucking big kid broke his fucking leg in half?
Oh,
Dude,
No, thankfully that sounds terrible.
so is this like, I don't know, Russian dude comes to the gym.
Manimal was like,
He comes and does the MMA class.
how do
He
you
lands
feel?
here, and this part, like,
"Give
this
me
part
ice."
fucking broke, and his foot's
Oh.
pointed the other way. So I go over and I look at it, and I'm looking at it, and they're like, Manimal, what the fuck? What do you think? I was like, just call the fucking ambulance.
I feel like
They're like, "Oh, fuck." They're like, if Manimal's like called the ambulance, he's fucked. I was like, this dude's fucked. He needs a fucking plate in his leg. I was like, sorry. That's why when I see like I triage it in my head right away. And I'm like,
right.
dude, when
And
I see
again,
that
yeah,
guy's
right.
fight,
Didn't hear nothing pop. Nothing was broken. Clearly, like it
I
hurt
looked
like
at
a
the
fucking bitch, but I can put weight on it. It was a little swollen. Like
swollen.
whatever.
Did you take a couple Advils? It's an anti-inflammatory. It's not bad.
Oh yeah, I took a
Yeah.
today.
Motrin is also anything with ibuprofen. That's the anti-inflammatory.
Yeah, I feel.
Speaking of headaches, the fucking judging for the Volk fight gave me a headache.
The judging all
What
night,
you guys
man.
say?
Starting
I
with the Tukagov fight. First fight of the night was a horrible fucking decision.
Oh, that's right. That was the split decision, right?
Yeah. But no, man, the Volk. I have something embarrassing to admit. Are we in the trust tree? Or am I among friends? Am I?
Well,
Is there
that
trust here?
live, but yes.
I fell asleep between the co-main and the main event. My girlfriend came downstairs at like 3 a.m, and I was out cold on the couch with a mouthful of sunflower seeds. Completely. I remember Yair getting the sub, and I literally must have fallen asleep between that and the walkouts for Volk and Islam. And I just woke up like, fuck me, dude. God damn it.
On those seeds, man. Like, poof, you got.
I know. I got lucky. I made a big mess with them, but I'm in the chewing a lot of sunflower seeds phase of quitting nicotine.
You got super lucky.
Yeah, that could have not great.
I watch it the next day. I don't even watch it.
Yeah, you know what?
But I don't want to pay for it. I was allegedly streaming it on a site where I didn't have to pay for it, allegedly. And I'm not gonna wake up and pay $80 the next morning just to watch one fight. I'm not gonna do that. Heavens no.
You missed what I told Kerry before. I have a great site. Not the best for live streaming. You can, but not the best for that. But the best for watching it the next day, which we do anyway because I play.
Please send me that site.
xnxx.com.
Oh, you don't say it out loud. Don't say it out loud.
Let's say.
I know the internet is for porn and cats. However, the internet is for pussy. So this is pretty much well established from the birth of the internet. Either cute cats, crazy cats, or pornography. Pretty popular. But yeah, it's not that, Ike. It's a different site.
See, I have very good sites watching it live, but I've always I have Fight Pass, but that's not up there for a fucking month, or ESPN Plus, it's not up there for a month.
I'm like you, I'll fall asleep.
Yeah.
Dude, these 10 p.m. main cards. It's tough out here. These 10 p.m. main cards, it's tough.
I mean, this is really the Masters athlete section. So we're about our beauty sleep. Healthy. It's bad enough I only get 5-6 hours of sleep.
Oh gosh, that's
you got me into the fucking late night coffee habit.
Oh god, you're in the Volk got robbed camp.
So yeah, how'd you score the Volk fight? I had Volk, and I'm gonna hold on. Can I go first? I just want to say, what do you think about this? Round 4. I had Volkanovski winning from having himself controlled with the body triangle, because all Islam did was hold on to him, and his control was shitty. So the criteria, and Carrie will tell you, you read the rules of criteria, is effective grappling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he grappled him, but fucking Volk was boxing him from behind. That's the best boxing from behind a dude I've ever seen. He's like, pop, pop. He's like, you bitch. He's like, all you're doing is holding me, you bitch. Bang. What did Islam do? He didn't even hit him. Think about it. When Aljo gets on a guy's back, he's fucking threatening to choke hard, cracking you, threatening and cracking you. He's doing that. He's winning. He's effectively dominating with grappling and striking.
Right. It's not laying and praying.
All he did was rest there. Okay, I'm going to tell you this. I'm a little older, and against younger guys, you know what I like to do? Stall. And let me tell you, from one staller to another, Islam stalled that whole round. Stalled the whole fucking round. You can't win a round stalling. So I gave that to Volk.
I think that's perfectly fair.
I gave it to him. He did.
Damage is number one. Above everything else is damage. That's the most important piece of the scoring criteria. And listen, any of the four of us can tell you, being in a body triangle fucking sucks. It sucks. It's unpleasant. It's uncomfortable. It fucks up your breathing. It absolutely is effective grappling. But you know what's more effective than a body triangle? Is getting punched in your fucking face. That's what's more damaging than being in a body triangle.
And it was great. It was because it was during being in the body triangle. You don't see people doing that often, and they should do that more. And that's why I would have given him that round as well. I said the same thing.
I'm surprised Volkanovski didn't have a better defense for the body triangle, even though I thought he did fine with the striking. A better defense for the body triangle working with Craig Jones. And doesn't Craig Jones do the body triangle? It's tough. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's hard to strip that body triangle, but you know, you got to try the technique. Trying the technique doesn't put you in any worse position. You know, trying to peel the legs, trying to use your legs to pummel his legs over, maybe trying to grab outside the foot if you could and wedge your elbow in. Like, yeah, try it. It's no worse for trying it. So I wonder if Craig Jones showed him those techniques or if he thought it would be better if he just, you know, defended a choke and maybe, you know, tried to belly. Oh, maybe he taught him like a foot down to the floor escape and they wound up by the cage and he's like, oh, fuck. That move don't work. I'm just going to crack him. Good fight IQ. Volk, great fight IQ, fast as fuck too. What'd you guys think?
That all sounds about right. I've only seen highlights so far, so I feel like I can't effectively score the fights. Hey, send me your website to watch it back, and I will literally do that tonight when we get off.
www.
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, ask the viewers, should I get an OnlyFans? No, I'm just kidding.
It's damage over everything, man. Damage over everything. There were some fun fights though, dude. I cleaned up on Modestas Bukowskis. That was my fucking play of the week over there at Fanside, and I had to write an article, my best bet of the week, plus 200 against fucking Tyson Pedro there, and Pedro beating guys who are basically garbage men.
What'd you bet on Volk?
I didn't touch that one. I didn't have it. I think if you were gonna play it, Volk was the play, but I was just like, I fucking fell asleep, so I didn't get to do that. But I was like, I'm just gonna watch it and enjoy it and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, even if Islam wins, I can't bring myself to bet him as a fucking 4-1 favorite in the toughest fight of his career. That's no fun. But yeah, that one ride. I did have Josh Emmett. No, he did. I mean, you know, he looked. From everything that I've seen, Volk had his moments, you know what I mean? And you look at the end of the fight, like Islam was wearing it. He had a lot of damage on his face.
He was wearing it. He was tired. He looked beat. If you just asked, like, if you did it Pride way, I love the Pride way. It's like, who was closer to winning? Volk.
Right. Well, that was like the Crute Menafield fight where it was like the total strikes at the end of the fight were like Menafield 130 to Crute like 50. And it was a draw because Menafield won the first 2 rounds. Crute won the 3rd round, and they took a point from Menafield.
10-9, 10-9, 10-8.
Right, exactly. But so it's like, in its totality, it's very obvious who did more damage and who won that fight. But because of like a weird, stupid scoring criteria, it's technically a draw. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'll look at it with like Pride rules, Ryzen scoring. Like, yeah, it's clear who won that fight.
I think it has to be 100-point system per round. So, like, let's say there's a round like Aljo Yan 2 and 3. Those are like 85-15 rounds. You get your 85% successful and damaging, right? And he's 15% or 80-20, right? And then the rounds that the other guy won was like 55-45. So at the end, you could have someone, let's say you have a 55-45, 55-45, and then the next round that dude does 95-5. Well, he won.
Right. Like you can win 2 rounds of a 5-round fight, but if the 2-round win, you beat the fucking brakes off the dude, and the other 3 rounds are very close, you win the fight. Yeah.
You win the fight, yeah. It's like, dude, I was close to like finishing you. Like I was whooping your ass.
Right.
And the
No,
rounds
it was a fun card though. It was a fun
The
card.
Emmett Yair fight was good.
What's that?
Emmett Yair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I Yair with a slick triangle. That was a slick submission. I like didn't know he had that in his bag really.
Learn
He
from
looks
that
great,
Edgar
man. Yeah. He looks great though, man. He like his game is so much fun, just like very unorthodox. A lot of his striking reminds me a little bit of Aljo's, honestly. I think he's a bit more dynamic than Aljo as a striker, but very kick heavy, very unorthodox, kind of funky, you know what I mean? Very difficult to emulate and prepare for.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I don't know where featherweight goes from here, because I guess now Volk comes down and fights Yair. I almost hope I love Max Holloway. I almost hope Arnold Allen wins that fight just so we have something like new and interesting at featherweight. Because I don't think, I mean, look at what Max did to Yair. I know MMA math doesn't always work, but I don't think Yair is gonna really have a chance against Volk.
I don't know. I don't think
tough.
so.
Yeah, I don't. There's nothing that leads me to believe that he's gonna do better.
Volk is way faster than people give him credit for. Like
sure.
I was watching that fight, and his speed, he's so fast, he was able to negate any range advantage instantly. Like he has in Dungeons and Dragons, he would have a feat close up. He would close the distance as a bonus. So you're on the outside with him, and next thing you know, he's in your face. And it just happens instantly. He's that fast. He's just like, he's out, and he's like, oh, hey, what's up? Bang.
Yeah. He's like, we should have learned that from the Holloway. That's why I was
You're like, all right, this dude's far away from me. And then he's like, hi, boom.
Yep.
So,
fast leg kick. Should he lose his number one pound for pound ranking?
I don't think so. I've already seen a lot of takes from people who don't seem to understand what the concept of pound for pound is.
Yeah.
Like it was a razor close fight against a much bigger opponent at size parity. You would assume Volk wins that fight, meaning pound for pound, he is the better fighter still.
If you gave him a handicap, like you would do in other sports, right?
That's what at size parity. I think there's no question Volk wins that fight, right?
I thought he won it anyway, personally.
Right.
So
That's what I'm saying. So if you make them the same size, I don't think there's any question.
And keep Volk 5'6". You keep him the same height.
Right.
You make him fucking 20 pounds more muscle.
Right.
Brick. Like Sarah.
Yeah, exactly. The Matt Sarah bill.
170, right? He beat GSP. Think about that. That's how dense that motherfucker is.
Exactly.
But with Volk cutting, he'd be like that. Bang.
So that's the way I see it. The way that I see it is from that fight, if you put those guys at parity, then Volk wins that fight 100 times out of 100. Hence, he is the better pound for pound fighter.
I agree 100%.
I agree.
Even I thought he won the fight anyway, which makes him the best pound for pound fighter.
Right. Yeah. And he still has the better resume. Like top to bottom, their resumes can't even be compared right now. Before like Chucky Olive's great win for Islam, not taking that away. Before these last two fights, the guy's best career win was Bobby Green.
And Max Holloway is, to me, one of the best featherweights of all time.
100%.
So I think he has 2 wins. I gave Holloway the second fight, actually.
Right. But yeah, beating Holloway one time is more than basically the culmination of Islam's record.
Yeah, is more than everything, even Charles Oliveira, because it's tough. Oliveira had the criticism, the knock that he
didn't Holloway beat Oliveira?
Probably at one point at featherweight. I'm trying to remember before Chuck. Chuck bounced around a lot before really making the move up to lightweight.
Do you know, Kerry?
I'm looking that up.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure off the top.
Oh, I thought you were doing something else. Like we can't see what you're doing with your hands.
Oh.
Of course, you're drawing on your iPad in circles.
That shit on fucking camera. Come on.
Not for free.
No.
So speaking of Islam's resume, did you guys see what Dan Hooker said? ¿Qué pasó?
Who are we asking if Holloway for?
Oliveira.
Oh.
But yeah, I saw that, Ike. That's a
IV.
lofty accusation to throw out there.
Oh, that he IV'd up?
Yeah.
Is Hooker being a dirty little hooker, or do you think there's some smoke where there's fire?
They did
I
fight.
just need some evidence. I just need to
Who
see
did
some
fight?
evidence.
Who won? Max Holloway?
Yeah, Holloway won.
How?
Huh. Good
Knock-
call, Ike.
What?
Knockout first round.
Wow.
Oh,
Damn.
wow.
Oh, wow. How come
Yeah.
I don't remember this fight?
Yeah. I mean, I mean, shit, it was probably like 10 fucking years ago.
74. That's forever ago.
UFC 274. Wow.
Oh, UFC Fight Night 74. That's fucking forever ago.
That's versus
Wow.
Fight
TV,
Night
probably.
74.
Let's see. It was it's August 23rd, 2015.
Harry
Oh,
was taking
that's
part
wild.
in
8 years ago.
1.
It's 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I was in college, probably really fucked up. That would be my guess. But yeah, that's my thing with that, Ike, is like, you want to make that accusation, that's fair game, but like, you got to come with some evidence or some proof, or otherwise it comes off as sour grapes. You know what I mean?
Seeing that you had a needle mark, listen, you get blood tested all the time.
Right. That doesn't really mean it. Like they do
Listen,
fucking
like, I get blood
medicals.
tested all the time. Like,
Right.
right, it's just part of the sport. You know that you're going to be subject to testing.
Right.
And if you go, you accept that. Right.
Right.
So I don't know that that's an IV. It might
Yeah.
be, but how do you know? If that's your assumption, I would assume it too. Because he was dead and he came back, but he also had a long time. 36 hours.
Right.
So he had a long time, 36 hours. But they're also in Australia. So I don't know how strict the athletic commission is about testing for plastics. You know, that's what they test for, right? As far as I understand, they don't test for the IV, like the liquid. They test, like, they can trace it through, like, the plastics, like the shit it's in.
Interesting. I had seen somebody ask that question, like, how do they test if a guy used an IV to rehydrate? That's a very
I think, like, there's weird stuff. Like, if you try to test certain things, you don't actually test for that. You test for something that
right, like a
infers.
byproduct. Right.
Yes. You test for a byproduct. So, like, I don't know, for a dude, instead of testing his testosterone, which might occur naturally, what's this other thing? Like, what's his progesterone? If that looks weird, it's like, oh,
Right.
he's fucking, now, then test him for something else. Now give him the more expensive test. Or even like an EPO. New York spends the money. They test everyone for every fucking thing. New York's strict, right? So, like, they're testing for all the precursors to something, masking agents, diuretics is big. They don't like that either. So they don't want no diuretics. So, like, they test for a lot of shit. But what's Australia testing for? How are they going to know if the guy IV'd? Are they testing for that?
Right.
Are they testing, And are they testing them right after weigh-ins? So you would have to test the guy, like, let's say you show up in Perth and they do your medicals on the Thursday, Friday. All right, now you cut the weight, you made the weight, everything, and then no more testing. Did USADA test them again? Does USADA test for IVs? Do they, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to see. But I guarantee you, I'm 100% sure that they didn't test him again on the day of the fight to see if he IV'd. So there's no way to know.
No chance. No chance.
No chance. There's no way they did. So then there's no way to know because you can't do it after the fact. There's no retro. If you got away with it, all's fair in love and war, right? If you got away with it, you got away with it.
Yeah. I just, like, you're going to throw that accusation out there. Just bring the receipts, bring some proof, bring some evidence. That's all I ask.
Yeah, where's the proof? That's a good point.
Yes.
Where's the proof?
All right.
Islam just put a video on Twitter saying Aussie, 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 Aussie.
Oh,
Oi,
God.
oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi.
Oy vey. Meanwhile,
he said Book was strong too.
we got a big fight coming up this weekend. The card itself,
Nazim!
not great. Not great, but there is one fight that I know we all have circled. The Black Wolf, Nazim Sadyakov, making his UFC debut against Evan Elder. What do we think, friends? How do we think this one goes?
I'm taking the Muslim.
You know, Oz's hands have been looking really good. So he likes straight left, boom, boom. That combo is money for him. You know,
It is.
and he's
He's
solid.
the favorite right now. -170. Slight favorite.
My favorite. He's been looking good in sparring. You know, I see and mixing it up well. He's looking good on the ground. He's been coming to series. He put it in the right work. He's looking good, and he's from Brooklyn, so that already right there gives him, for me, a +10. You know, it's
There
just
you
like
go. No, I've told anybody who asked me that I think Nas is, out of all of the young guys in the gym, I think he is one of the most well-rounded for sure. He seems to do a little bit of everything very well. Great striking, good
I
wrestling,
say
good
he's
top pressure,
better
good
striking,
hit.
but he's good at everything. Yeah, but
Right,
I'd say he's a dangerous striker.
Right, but you know what I mean. He's a very dangerous striker, but he's finished with some chokes before. He's got good top pressure, good control when he
wrestling.
gets a hold of you. Right, good wrestling. So I think that Nas is going to have a long and fruitful UFC career. This is just the beginning. Hopefully he comes out, puts in the work.
5'2", solid.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, he's a big dude for 55.
Yeah, he's a good size.
But that should be an awesome fight. Very much looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. I'm excited about the main event.
Yeah.
Yeah, Erin getting a huge fight.
I mean, she definitely has the ability
Oh yeah,
to beat Jessica. She has the ability to. She has the skills to. If it goes to the ground, it's going to be extremely interesting to see how how they both do.
I
mean, Aaron's a beast.
I mean, that
It's crazy.
but
you
I'm
win that fight. You win that fight, you're
What else
knocking
you
on the door of a title shot.
Yeah.
Like that could legitimately be next if she comes out and beats Andrade.
At 125.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Call
And
me
then if
profiling, but
Field could beat Valentina, maybe.
She's
Because Valentina doesn't have as good a ground game as Blanchfield, and instead of playing the right game, she could get her ego involved, which I saw her do her last fight, which was silly. I was like, oh, I've never seen her do that. That's funny.
And by the way, I didn't think Valentina won that fight. I scored that fight for Talia Santos.
Shut your face.
Ah, God. But we'll see. But yes, big opportunity for Erin. I think I'm gonna
Andrade
be...
is the sorry for jumping in. Do you feel like Andrade is the type of girl that will just blow up after that Lauren Murphy fight? Like physically? I don't feel like she's coming in the fittest.
I don't know. I feel like she's always come in
that
shape.
girl's athlete.
Yeah, I feel like she's always been fucking pretty shredded.
They're paving the way for Blanchfield. I like it.
I think she's gonna win. That's just my personal opinion. I usually don't bet against Jessica, but I've seen Erin fight in person. She is a really fantastic fighter.
Shout outs to ACC.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. No, I mean that's going to be a really fun fight. That's going to be a good one for sure. Actually, I think I'm doing media day and interviewing Erin on Wednesday.
Nice.
So
really?
we'll get her thoughts. We'll see what she's got to say.
Media day. Look at
Yes,
you.
sir. For
For
fan-sided. They won't give me credentials on my own, but I can get them through other websites.
Gotcha.
I'm a sneaky little snake. What's that?
You're a rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll build your game around sneak attack, craftiness, being elusive.
That's right.
I like this, but you're not built for that style. You're not built for
No.
fisticuffs.
Well,
No.
see, the
But I
thing
like
is
it.
long.
It's not
I'm
funny
not
when
that
I
big.
saw that one.
It is.
You can't underestimate the
Pretty
sneakiness.
effectively, though.
So
Yeah,
Harry had the performance theater performance of his life
Yeah.
with the injury. And then now he has the new gig
Motherfucker.
and he's getting all the credentials. So he's getting all the clicks, all the views.
Yeah,
Love
yeah.
to see
Let's
Harry.
see. Let's do a grappling one next time.
Let's do it. As soon as the knee's healed up and I'm back on
Oh,
the
he's
mat,
ready to go
we'll get it
tomorrow.
done.
As soon as
Yeah.
the knee's healed up, we'll fuck you up again.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we do a segment? MMA doesn't work, and you have someone that's like, I don't think leg kicks hurt, and then boom, you have.
Oh,
That was basically what I did with Justin when I did the hit me with your best shot bit. That was like my whole premise behind that series, where it was just
yeah,
like,
but he's got no power. We know this.
yeah.
I think
But,
Justin, to me, I mean, he has to fight, more, of course, but even right now, I mean, he's one of the best body punchers in MMA.
Top 50.
I heard a little rumor
what?
about. I heard a little rumor about Justin's next Bellator fight at the end of March there.
What about it?
So
I think it's
what I'm told. No, I know it's announced. Archie Colgan is the opponent. But what the bloomers that I am hearing are, so you know that their Bellator is about to start that lightweight Grand Prix, that 155 Grand Prix, right?
Wait, this is a new rumor?
Yes,
I like it.
yes.
I like it.
They're about to start their 155 Grand Prix on that card that Justin is fighting on.
Winner's the substitute.
It's him and there's two other lightweight bouts. And so apparently whoever impresses in those other lightweight bouts, like Justin and Archie, and there's two other fights, apparently whoever impresses in those fights is going to get they'll be the alternates for the Grand Prix. Allegedly.
they do a tournament for the alternate.
Imagine
That's basically what it is, Manimal. Yeah. And apparently they're going to keep
place bracket, but make them fight off. So let's say
apparently they're going to keep these six guys busy just fighting each other in the meantime. Yeah.
Imagine he becomes the Bellator champion. Like he's ranked like number 27.
That would be fucking crazy, man. Dude, the winner of those Grand Prix that they do gets $1 million too. It doesn't get the same coverage and love PFL gets for doing it, but Bellator gives out $1 million. The winner
love
of
you, Justin. You're one of the hardest body punchers ever. We love you, Justin.
Yeah. Hey, listen, all I'm saying is he sneaks in a tournament format. Crazier things have happened.
Imagine.
Oh yeah, Justin's a dog too.
You never know. You never know.
That Dylan Montello fight too.
He's tough. He has great body. I'm telling you, if you're not good at defending body shots, so if you have a weapon that someone doesn't have a great defense against, even if the person's higher level, you might be susceptible. Like if you always, like if I'm like, let's say technically the better fighter, like level wise, I have more skills, more accolades, but I come up against a guy who's like a great leg locker, Ryan Hall. Boom. I'm susceptible. If I'm susceptible to that, fuck, it don't matter, right? You could beat really good guys if they're susceptible to this particular thing and you're a specialist. I mean, of course, it could always go the other way, but I think there's something to be said for that, for having like a particular skill that's really good that no one really defends well against, which would be that body shot in MMA because it's not thrown a lot. Is also
very underutilized.
If it's underutilized, it's under practice to defend against. Like when people first start throwing calf kicks,
right?
No one can defend them, and now you see guys defend them a little bit better, and you'll start.
Aldo figured it out.
Huh?
Aldo figured it out how to defend the calf kick.
You just pick your leg up.
Correct. It took guys a long time to figure that out.
I mean, I try to check every kick if possible. I mean, I know I don't always because my thighs are huge and I don't like them getting kicked.
You and Andrade.
They might look like pads, but they're not. So don't kick my fucking quads. So I try to check as many kicks as possible. Yeah.
Noted. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. We'll do MMA rounds next time. No, I'm just kidding. We'll do a jiu-jitsu one next time.
Yeah. There you go.
Does sweep the leg Ian no jiu-jitsu?
No.
No, Ian doesn't roll.
He don't roll. He's easy to take down.
Well, he and I have that in common. Yeah, you also Manimal and I are going boxing rounds, and he just decided to shoot on me.
Well, but that was for the camera. I'm sorry. For the camera, and I controlled it.
It's all performance theater. I knew it.
But
no, you did. It was a very controlled takedown. It was a very controlled takedown. You didn't just dump me on my ass, at least. I appreciate that.
No. I was like, for the camera, I'm going to pick you up. I'll take you down. Ray, come on.
Yes. I'm fucking around. I don't give a shit. It's all in good fun.
But I was like, oh, let me take you down.
And the Oscars go to.
I always wonder why no one does that in like one of those Jake Paul boxing fights. Just take that fucking guy down.
I've said the same thing. I'm sure they have shit in the contracts where, like, if you throw a kick or you shoot a takedown, you probably forfeit like your whole fucking purse. But could you imagine if, like, even if Askren came out and just like power double legged Jake Paul through the fucking canvas? That would have been awesome. Or if Anderson Silva came out and just kicked him in the fucking head.
One kick to the leg.
Yeah.
Hard.
Bang, bang.
To the knee.
Dude, you would be surprised or not surprised. Boxers are very light in the pants, as John Jones would say.
What?
Boxers are very light in the pants, as John Jones would say. It means they're aesthetically not as strong. Maybe their physical makeup is not as means they're they're
not wrestlers.
Built like Harry. No.
No, but they're not wrestlers. They're not like super physical. They're not like farmers.
Well, it makes sense. They got the fast twitch muscle. Like Khabib's slow as shit. Like if you see him and Floyd next to each other,
slow.
But it's like that squeeze, like Floyd's rib cage would probably crack.
The strength is just different. Yeah. Well, all right, friends. I feel like we've hit on.
Just said that Khabib wasn't so much strong as he was just like very good.
I'm sure that's a part of it too.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's probably both.
You say he's throwing around Luke Rockhold.
Right.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Because now he's probably like 400 pounds.
Right. He's got to be walking around 200 these days. But
yeah.
All right, friends.
He may not drink or smoke or jerk off, but that boy can eat.
If that's the only vice you got, you might as well, I guess. It's that and like playing with Hezbollah, I guess. Those are his vices.
So Nas doesn't drink at all, right?
No, he's Muslim, isn't he?
Yeah.
Isn't he pious?
I respect it. I heard the podcast with Bilal Muhammad on Rogan. Dude, they make a lot of good points. Aljo did not like. Aljo's talking about releasing a Henny or a rum or something.
Yeah.
And I go, well, Aljo, it's like those Dagestanis are taking the next level, not drinking. And I kind of just interrupted the conversation. He goes, I'm going to enjoy myself. And I was like,
yeah, that's not for everyone. I mean, I've been reading the Quran, actually. That's my book on tape right now.
I respect it.
And it is interesting, some of their ideas. I like their ideas about interest, mostly. They think all interest is haram.
Like taxes?
And isn't this the same thing?
No, it's the opposite for Judaism. That's why that's where the whole Jews are bankers stereotype comes from, is because in Catholicism and Muslims, they can't charge interest on loans. So Jews were the de facto bankers in most
you could charge interest to
early
another
France. No, Jews can charge interest. It's not. There's
nothing
Jew. About to anybody.
To anyone.
To anybody. There's nothing about that in our
Muslims
so
say no interest. They're like that. Usually. Yeah.
Correct. So no, but that was part of why Jews became kind of the de facto money lenders in East, like early Europe and shit like that.
No one else does it, because for everyone else, it's actually a sin.
Exactly.
In the Quran, it's big about that. Like, I think, didn't Khabib say he doesn't put his money?
He's turned down deals before, right? He's turned down like sponsorships and shit like that. Like, yeah, he doesn't put his money in any like interest bearing interest bearing fucking savings account.
That's haram.
So he's not going to be sponsored by Condom Depot?
I could put my money in business that makes money, though.
Right. I can make investments. I just can't earn interest on money like passively.
Passively, it just makes money, not interest. If you tell me I'm going to give you 6%, right, on just like money in savings or lending money, you can't do it.
Right. Yeah. Like
And I
he
want
couldn't just like go to one of his boys and be like, okay, you need a $10,000 loan. I'll give it to you at 2 points. Like, he couldn't do that.
Here, I'm your friend. Give me the 10 grand back whenever you want. He could do that though.
Absolutely. 100%.
You could lend whatever money you want with no interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts. All right,
Harry's
bro.
charging us interest for every
Lending-
minute he stays on.
You could also
That's
lend it,
absolutely right.
but you also could lend it with a payment. Not
What do
interest.
you
Let's say I'll give you $1,500 or whatever it is. Like if you needed to
That's a good question. I don't know. Yeah, I guess now we're getting into the gray area of all of it.
I'll hold your money, but now you pay me.
Right. Like you're doing it as a service, banking as a service.
Banking
Yeah.
as a service, yeah.
Speaking of spanking, Harry, before you go, is there anybody you want to call out besides Ian? Is there anybody you want? I remember Harry came up with a segment. I forgot what it's called. Like,
Oh yeah, when my knee is fixed, Robbie Fox from Barstool, quit ducking me. Come down to law. I'll fucking chew your ass up, brother. I'll fucking put you in the fucking crippler crossface. I will give you the blues.
What do you want to do? An MMA fight?
MMA, jits, kickboxing, Muay Thai, however he wants it, I'll give it to him.
this sounds
That boy will be calling me fucking daddy.
Listen, Ike, you gotta end the clip with this guy's face. Make the verses. We gotta let's set it up. We'll have a
he's
whole
boys
card.
with the steamroller. He's boys with Maddie and Billy Q. Set it up.
Let's do a whole card. Manimal
Rough and
versus
rowdy, baby. Amateur boxing. I'll give it to you that way on your home turf at Barstool.
Give me the schmuck. Give me that fucking schmuck.
Hold on. We got the whole card. Ike versus Schmo, Manimal versus Liver King, Harry versus who from Barstools?
Robbie Fox.
Kerry, who do you want to fight?
Well, it depends if Demi Lovato is a boy or a girl this week.
Woo!
That'd be a good fight, Demi Lovato, because then Luke Rockhold will be in attendance.
And if Manimal wants anybody that will,
Friend's ass.
I don't know. I'm trying to find that.
No, I said Manimal versus Liver King.
That's the super.
Well, you
fight,
think
baby.
it should be Ian versus Liver King, and Manimal could get someone else. I'll be the referee.
Maybe just start bench press.
Announce. What'd you say, Harry? What do you want me to do? You want me to announce? You want me to host? What do you want me to do?
We're gonna find something for you. Don't you worry.
I'll wear the leopard print. I'll wear a different animal print suit every time.
For every
Yes,
fight.
sir. Yes,
You know
sir.
what?
I meant a
John,
new
you are
suit.
the
guy.
heart king. You should just be the heart.
Yeah,
All right. Well, friends, I need to go eat dinner before I pass away. I can feel my stomach starting to
Are we
digest
wrapping it
itself.
up? Is everybody wrapping it up? We're closing in on an hour.
It's yeah, that's a clean hour. That's a clean hour. But love you all. Great fun as always.
Avengers.
Avengers! Assemble.
Please note, the new number is